confirming that Russia launched hypersonic missiles against Ukraine last week, the first known use of those weapons in combat. So these are missiles that are capable of traveling 5 times the speed of sound. That makes it very difficult for defense systems to detect and to intercept them. Joining us now is CNN correspondent Tom Foreman to tell us a little bit more about these. What makes these so different?
These are simply faster and more undetectable, as you rather noted there. Take a look at a piece of video here, and let's talk about why that is the case. When these are launched, in this case being dropped from a plane, essentially what happens is this thing accelerates so rapidly. Hypersonic generally means above Mach 5, or 5 times the speed of sound. Speed of sound about 767 miles per hour at lower altitudes like this, right temperature. So if you're talking about Mach 5 or Mach 10, which some talk about, you're somewhere around 7,000 miles an hour in all of this. It's very fast. In doing this, what it generates is essentially what would be called a plasma cloud around it. This is by the compression of the atmosphere. That plasma cloud makes it very hard for radar to see these things. And it also, one of the big questions has always been, does it make it hard to control it from an exterior source? So then do they have to have all onboard guidance? The bottom line is, once you take all of that aside, you have this traveling at this extraordinary speed, carrying a warhead with precision far, far away. This whole country is only about 800 miles across, so at that speed you can imagine it could be fired even from Russia, Russian airspace, and it could travel all the way across the country and hit a target pretty easily, Brianna.
How lasting is this threat?
Well, that's the real question here. We have to look at the overall nature of these weapons. They are capable of maneuvering in flight. Yes, they can be easily avoid detection systems. Here's the problem. When you have a weapon like this, it is also still not experimental, but not as stable as other weapons out there. Flying at that speed generates tremendous heat, so much so that some of these are known to sort of warp in flight. So the question is, how many does Russia actually have? How quickly can they deploy them, and how much can they use them? We've seen two used. Russia has always loved its military technology, has always prided itself on having advanced military technology, but has also been known to sort of test new pieces in the field. Testing is not the same as rolling out dozens and dozens and dozens of them. We don't know how many they have. We do know that they've relied a lot on the lower speed cruise missiles out there, and they have used a lot of them, as General Spider Marks commented a short while ago. If you use a lot of these, you may be turning to these new weapons because you simply need them, or you need to sort of establish that you've got something on the field that you think your opponent should be afraid of. It's worth noting the U.S. military so far has said, interesting to look at this. They don't think it's a game changer, but something that does need to be watched.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for taking us through that. Really appreciate it.